Hey there, BookTube. Noah, everyone who reads and must converse is the channel. Thanks for coming by. Happy Friday. We made it to another one, right? Very, very cool. I do want to just kind of put something out there right off the bat for people who, these lives, they get a lot of views after the live. So there's a lot of people that can't take part in the live filming of it, and and that kind of thing. I just want to ask those to please just leave a comment of anything that you are interested in or that you liked, or just a response to anything that's said in any kind of conversation, because we have a lot of fun. And I know a lot of people are watching it afterwards and that kind of thing, but um it doesn't get a lot of comments. So I know that it might feel like, oh, well, why would I? The conversation's already happened. I am all about engaging with the conversation with people that are not able to be present on Friday nights at 9 o'clock my time. You know what I mean? It's just how this community is. We're all over the place. Hey, John. Howdy, howdy, brother. Happy Friday for sure. I hope your Friday is going well. Hey, Amy. Amy at the Dusty Bookshelf. Nice to see you. For sure. I'm showing some really cool stuff tonight. I'm reading some really good stuff right now. I tell you. Hey, baby. There's my girl. Emily is out in the dining room. There was just a crazy amount of stuff going on after work today, and we wanted to get the house cleaned up. Always good to get it right before the weekend so we can kind of enjoy it on the weekend, right? But with the girls working, my teenagers are working, or actively looking for a job, that kind of stuff. And my work and all this kind of stuff is just too much going on. Zelda's rocking some freaking school. Zelda is such a freaking pleasure. I tell you, is my best friend there. Hey, Conrad, what's going on? Kona's kids. That's right. What's up is I'm chilling finally. My week is really tough. I freaking work hard, man. You know what I mean? It's just how it is for me. So I'm finally, Friday night I just kind of I feel like I'm finally able to get to a chill place. And this is where I really come into the chilling, because I love community and this kind of thing. And this kind of cements for me that Friday, the weekend's on, and it's that kind of time. I was gonna have my buddy Ryan on. Uh he's a friend of mine from high school, and we go way back. It's really, really cool. Hey Trish, happy Friday. Nice to see you. For sure. Thanks for coming by. And so my buddy Ryan was gonna come on. He's a writer. We've read each other's stuff. He's actually read the first draft of my book. So we were going to talk writing. He's a big Stephen King fan. He's read a lot of Stephen King. I've read a lot of Stephen King. So we actually were going to get together and have a talk, but it didn't work out for tonight. He's going to come over a little later on after the live and hang out, and I'm looking forward to it. But he wasn't able to make it here for the live tonight, but we will be doing that in the future, maybe next weekend or maybe next Friday. But no promises. We'll just see how it works out. Oh yeah, Juan is here. What's up, Juan? Happy Friday. Thanks for coming by, brother. Juan and I were. Uh, I told him that I had done a video on the Suffering channel. What a crazy story, and right up Juan's alley, if I will say so myself, brother. David Foster Wallace is right up your alley, to tell you the truth, because it's very literary minded, very high level language, and but the subject matter is freaking nuts, like completely nuts. Hey, Jim reads too slow. I saw you had dropped a video on the cannibal John Hawkes, and I didn't watch it. I saved it because I was, busy this morning when I had seen it, but I will be watching it. I watch all your stuff anyways. I like your I like your calm, laid back demeanor, brother. But I can't wait to see what your thoughts were on Hawks. I have a kind of relationship with Hawks. I need to read more, but um I've read some John Hawks and I have a kind of relationship. I'm not gonna put it out there like that. What's up, Tyler? Happy Friday, brother. Thanks for coming by always and supporting the channel. Ineffable. That's right, brother. Always supporting the channel. I can always count on my core. Um, Everybody here is my core, right? So thank you very much, y'all. Hey, Nancy. Yeah, coming into the chilling. We're going to be chilling too. You know what I mean? Reading and writing and chilling and hanging out for sure. Awesome to see you, Nancy. I was reading the Skeleton Key to Finnegan's Wake just before the live while I was just chilling here a little bit once I had got all set up and almost missed pushing the button because it's just Finnegan's Wake is like the funnest thing ever for me to read. It's just like it's just this puzzle and to read something and have no clue, really what it's trying to say, and then examining it and really kind of seeing playing with it. It's playing with you already, and then you playing back with it and getting somewhere. I freaking love it. I freaking love it. I tell you. Nice. Something happened. I hear is so freaking good. Oh, you don't like it. Ooh, nice. I'm not a big fan of Murakami, but I haven't read much. I read it when I was younger and it didn't really resonate with me. I think I might need to retouch Murakami for sure, but it's not really um something that I resonated with before in my life. But I mean, I've only read like two novels and they were ones that nobody ever talks about, Wild Sheep Chase. Um, but eh, there's another one too. And then I do hear that Something Happened is an insanely difficult book to write. Rick Harsh had said that one time. He said, "Man, read Something Happened by Joseph Heller, and you'll just be questioning yourself on how did he do it? How did he freaking do it?" Hey, Brian. Yes, happy Friday. Nice to see you, brother. Heck yeah. I watch a lot of freaking BookTube, let me tell you. My YouTube is pretty much all BookTube. I have a separate client, YouTube client app that I use for music and stuff like that. But my regular YouTube app is all books all the time. If I see things that are not books, I, kind of say not interested on it and let it keep. So I find new booktubers all the time. I say all that to say that I like your content, Brian. I definitely respect that you're willing to go there, but um, like politics and like even social issues, and hard opinions being pushed. I don't really, you know, uh, I don't really enjoy that kind of content myself. I'm not trying to get riled up. I'm trying to enjoy, and really, my kind of thing is to I want people's experiences of books and experiences of reading. So I miss some of your content by choice, but not to say. I mean, I would definitely recommend it, but I just a lot of times I feel like I want to comment and kind of there's certain booktubers that I don't stay up on their content so much, and you're one of those. But thanks for coming by for sure. And yeah, it's Friday, bro. PG, I ain't fitting to read that was on the channel yesterday. We did that discussion of the Suffering Channel by David Foster Wallace. I don't recommend it. You don't have to go check out that video if you haven't seen it. You don't have to do that. No big deal, right? It's it's crazy. But if you like David Foster Wallace, then definitely. I freaking love David Foster Wallace. Let me tell you. I really do. Yeah. Damn. Well, um, I don't read books at all looking for a character that I can like or a character that I can relate to. I, oh, I don't really get why, when I hear people, we're reading Shogun right now. Uh, Me and a group of people, Mark over at Book Time with Elvis, and just a huge group of people. Christina at reading books or books, knitting, etc., is in on this read as well. Not many other people have uh, been talking yet, but we're reading it. And somebody, I forget who the name is. I'm obviously following her, but I don't know her channel by name, and I'm sorry if you watch this, leave me a comment, let me know. But I'll ask in the Voxer too. But was saying, well, these characters, I'm just really looking for somebody that I can relate to. I'm looking for somebody that I can be sympathetic toward. And these characters are all very hardcore. This is set in feudal Japan, medieval, you know, maybe not medieval times. Something like 1500, 1600. So I guess late medieval Japan. So, but feudal Japan, samurai and, art, the equivalent of lords and emperors and things like that. And everybody in this is a very hard-nosed, uh, unlikable. They're not there showing empathy and being sympathetic to others. They are very, just very hardcore. And I'm like, what do you historical fiction, what do you expect when it comes down to it? So, um, I'm loving the reread. I'm only 156 pages in, and with this book, 156 pages, you can see 156 pages, which is like halfway through, you know, a normal size novel, 300 pages, something like that. 156 pages is barely, it's not even a quarter, not even a quarter. So this is my March of the Mammoths pick, and it is sitting at 1,210 pages. So I'm really, really enjoying the reread. This is just flying by. It's a, it's a great story. I've read it before. Does he fall in the dude bro category? I don't like Roth very much either from my experience with Roth, and I haven't read a lot. So I had got American Pastoral because that's the, you know, one that a lot of people say, "Oh man, this is a great book, you got to read it." This kind of thing. But I still haven't read it, and then since then just been kind of turned off even more to Philip Roth by people talking about it. So I don't know where Heller falls into that. I haven't read uh Something's Happened or a lot of Joseph Heller for sure. Catch 22 I hear is hilarious. Um but I love satire. I love this kind of thing, right? Yeah. Very cool. Very cool, Brian. I'll be less apprehensive to just tap on it and then see how it's going then. Thank you. Thank you, brother. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, that's right. No big deals is a hard rule of mine. That's right. There's no big deals. We all chilling, especially if we're here, right? If you've made it here, we're already cool. We're already in the Friday mode. Yeah, for sure. Anyone, for sure. All good. Um, the yeah. Hey, doo-wop shop girl. Uh, Happy Friday. Thanks for coming by, and thank you for chiming in, because then I can acknowledge that you're here. And thank you very much for coming by and hanging out and talking books. For sure. So I finished The Stone Raft by Saramago. Um, it was probably last weekend, I think. Shogun is amazing. Shogun is awesome. I mean, it's just awesome. Yeah. Shogun is very fun. The Stone Raft is not fun. It's not fun at all. Um, I tell you. Sorry, Nancy. I would love to read a book with you, Nancy. That a book that's not Sanctuary by William Faulkner, right? What a read that was. It was nuts. It was nuts. Um, is that right, Falcon? Is this collectible? This I figured it wasn't crap because it actually has the mini series. You see it? Pictures on it. And it says, now the colossal television saga that is making entertainment history. So yeah. Shogun, baby. I got it at a thrift store. Um, I'm not worried about it. I'm not a book collector, to tell you the truth. There are some stuff that I have on my shelves that I would never read, that I've just gotten, oh, luckily. But I'm no book collector, man. I get books to read them. That's for sure. Man, I am. Ooh, Les Mis is tough. I've read The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I loved it, but it's tough. I mean, like, it's just the abridged, those things. Uh, The Hunchback of Notre Dame and Les Mis, perhaps. I've never read Les Mis, but I think that abridged editions of those might be the way to go. At least on a first time read, because there's so many digressions into setting in Notre Dame, in Hunchback of Notre Dame. And it was just like, oh, what a slog. And speaking of slogs, bam, bam. Okay, that's why this was not fun. Not fun at all. Let's do it. Let's do it, Conrad. Okay. Do I see it? Do I see it in front of me? I thought I had it over on that shelf over there. No. Did I move it over here? Maybe I moved it. I obviously moved it because it's not where I am looking. But I have that 60 stories. So yeah, let's do it. Um, all in all, I might not recommend this. It was very it's kind of a magical realism, not really. Just one happening. The Iberian Peninsula, which is Spain and Portugal, right? Spain and Portugal break off along the Pyrenees Mountains. They break off from the rest of Europe and start floating out into the Atlantic Ocean. That happens. Then everything else that happens is just this group of that had the each have their own kind of thing that happened when the break happened. One female, she drew a line in the sand, so she carries the stick around with her, thinking that she's the one that caused this thing. One guy threw a, a rock into a lake, and it was a kind of big rock. He couldn't throw it far, but he ended up throwing it like almost like into the middle of the lake. It went so far, it was unbelievable. Like, he knew he didn't really throw it that hard. He couldn't. So it's just like that. And oh, another guy, he felt the break in the earth, like, felt the earth shaking, and he can still feel it. He can feel the landmass moving, and he's the only one. And then the other guy has a flock of birds that follows him around constantly from the time that the break happens on. So they all meet up and they walk around and they travel around, and that's it. I mean, and they're going everywhere, and it's overly descriptive in an intellectual kind of way without really driving it home. There's a lot of Saramago ego stroking, and there's a lot of, you know, trying to validate and solidify that this is real by these kind of detailed scientific kind of digressions and stuff. And I'm like, it was just tiring. It was such a slog, this whole book, pretty much. And I will talk about it more because everybody loves a kind of, a review where you're not just singing praises of a book. But, nice. Well, and that's the thing is like, just because a writer is not is you're critical of a writer and you don't like them, doesn't mean they can't write, right? Saramago is an amazing writer. As far as, can he write, can he craft sentences and things like that? And Philip Roth, the same way, I'm sure he can do it. But it's like, what is the content, what is the subject matter, what is the storytelling and all that. So very cool. Hey, Mr. Bungle, happy Friday. Thanks for coming by. For sure. Nice to see you. Awesome. Yeah. Yep. Bam. Look at this, man. That's right. It's a big stack I got there. These are books that, and the two on the bottom are not new. They were on the desk here. There are a couple of things, my Tragedy and Hope, that I'm just slowly kind of working through at my pace, and another book. So I'm not going to show them all, but I do got a stack. That's right, Nancy. It's coming. Hey, Jesse reads and meditates. Happy Friday. For sure. Thank you for coming by and joining and hanging out with the community. You know what I mean? There you go. You got to be more negative and throw shade. It gets the algorithm going. Thank you, PG. You know, I just do me though. I'm gonna throw shade and be negative when I really feel it, and it takes a lot. I can easily say, this wasn't for me when I really didn't like something about a book. But it's gonna be, it takes like it building up to a critical mass for me to really go in on an author. Saramago's there. Saramago has totally reached that point. I will go in on a Saramago, Yes, Mahabharata is freaking awesome. I don't know the Penguin Classics edition. I have not read that. It's very abridged. The Mahabharata is very, very long, and I read a long time ago a kind of like maybe it was 3 volumes, but it was still big. I mean, they were big volumes, and it's still, I got just part of it, not a lot. Yeah, that's right. Jesse's awesome. There you go. Reading and meditating, that makes you feel just right, keeps you just right. And so I will show, just because I have been reading it and getting through it, Finnegan's Wake again. I haven't read this. I got this at a thrift store. So I'm going through the Penguin 20th Century Classics edition, and we're just starting. So no big deal. No big deal at all. So I'm going to show some stuff that I came across, and I'll save the best for last. I'm going to save the best for last because it's on the bottom. But I see this book very rarely. I've probably only seen one other copy in a used bookstore in my life, and I didn't buy it. So I had ordered a copy on eBay, and it came, and it's like a first paperback edition, so it has illustrations and stuff, and it's awesome, but the spine is just completely wrecked because it's been read a lot, and so I don't have a great copy. So I picked this one up because I saw it at a thrift store, and it is The Neverending Story by Michael Enday. I love The Neverending Story. I have loved it ever since I was a kid with the movie, and I love Michael Enday. Um, Momo is one of my favorite, and I have some Michael Enday now that I haven't read because I just, been able to find them for cheap. And this is the Ralph Manheim translation, the first um, translation that was done. The first edition is the same translation here. Never been read. You see? So I'm gonna read this at some point, this book, probably this year, because why not? And this actually has the illustrations, but in a black and white, very, you know, poorly reproduced way. Um, in the in the first edition, these are colored red and green. Oh, one red, one green, alternating, right? And if you're not aware, the Neverending Story goes through the alphabet. There's 26 chapters, and it's each letter of the alphabet and goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? And that's the beginning of the chapter. So H is the first letter in the first word, right? So it's really cool. It's really cool how it plays. Michael Enday was a very wonderful writer, and I can't wait. I can't wait to read this one just because it's been so long. And I ordered the other one because I wanted to read it. But then when it came, I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna read this. If I read it, I'm gonna get rid of it afterwards. I'll just keep it for the color pictures. Yeah, that uh that movie is that movie is so damn good. So damn good. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. It is a great cover. That's the same as the first edition cover that they came out. Artax, no. I I cried when I was a kid for sure. Hey Yorkshire Rose, happy Friday. Nice to see you. Yes, I love Momo. I have like a hardcover. Why I should have grabbed it because I have a lot of indie memorabilia. I have a signed headshots of Indy and the girl who plays Momo. They made a movie of Momo. It's not very well done, but probably very well done for the time because it was made back in the 80s. And but there's a lot of like computer generated stuff at the end. But Michael Enday was instrumental in the making of that movie, and so I have those. I have some signed headshots and a film book of Momo when they about Momo. I should have got it to show it, but it's like I don't know, maybe like a 25th anniversary edition of Momo. It's very, very well done. I should read it with Zelda. You're right. I'll read in the Neverending Story with Zelda. Um, blow her mind, right? For sure. Oh my God, Mr. Bungle, you're gonna drive me nuts with that. Yeah, it's a German book and it's written in German. Even at first, right? Michael Enday. Yeah, definitely cried with that movie. Artax's death is so hardcore, and for a family movie, and you don't expect it. Like it just happens, and you're like, wait a second, this is just getting going. Why is this happening? Yes. Hey, Jackie Lou's book queue. Happy Friday. Thanks for coming by. Heck yeah. Nice to see ya. Yeah, she will love it. I think she will love it for sure. I mean, uh, and then love the movie even more. That's for sure. I know she's seen the movie, but I don't know if she really resonated with it. I mean, maybe she's a little too young for that movie when I showed her. You know, I probably fell in love with that movie when I was like in third grade or fourth grade. Zelda is like in first grade, second grade, right? So maybe a little too young to kind of resonate with all the stuff that's going on, the kind of school situation. So I found this one in a thrift store as well, and it's so interesting. I wasn't aware of what it is at all. Olada Equano. All right. And this is called The Interesting Narrative and Other Writings. And so I just picked it up. It's a penguin black spine. So, of course, I'm going to give it a look, right? Quote, my life and fortune have been extremely checkered, and my adventures various. Unquote. Equano's narrative recounts his kidnapping in Africa at the age of 11, his service as the slave of an officer of the British Navy, and his years of labor on a slave ship on various slave ships until he was able to purchase his freedom in 1766. In England, he worked for the resettlement of blacks in Sierra Leone, married an Englishwoman, and became a leading and respected figure in the anti-slavery movement. A fascinating autobiography, a tale of spiritual quest and fulfillment, a sophisticated treatise on religion, politics, and economics. The interesting narrative is a work of enduring literary and historical value. This new revised and expanded edition includes twice the number of previously known published and unpublished works. So it just seemed like super interesting, right? This to read an account, a first person account um of all that, right? And just get it from the horse's mouth, so to speak, right? What it is also, this 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 book doesn't have a table of contents. So there's a lot of, like, it's laid out in letters at first, but it is aware. It says to the reader at the beginning. So it is aware that it is a narrative that is for, you know, popular consumption of just people, the masses. But it is a lot of letters, at least here at the beginning, and then it goes to some prose. Um, the life of Gustavus Vasa, and then chapter one, chapter two, these kind of things. So there is some kind of con, you know, narrative there, and probably more than a few. It's ridiculous how much is in here, though. There is just lists of subscribers, and I mean, there's a lot, and this book has been gone through a couple of times. There's a lot of dog earing going on, but they're very flush, so I'm not messing with them. I'm not straightening them out until I get there. Right? Yeah, there you go. Second grade, that's right. And if it wasn't an autobiography, bro, you know, if you want somebody's fiction account of something like that, then you know they're out there. But um, I'll take it. I've not come in contact with this before, and it it just seems super interesting to me. And I was wondering if anybody had come in contact with it for sure. Um, the Kerouac that I've read, I didn't really, I didn't really like either. Um, I was very interested in Kerouac because he was very interested in Buddhism. So a long, long time ago, I was at Atlanta Vintage Books downtown. They had a big, oversized edition of A Bit of the Dharma, and so I was going through that. And at that time, I had read On the Road, and when I was thumbing through and reading, I sat at the table and really went through that book quite a bit because I wanted to know what was in there. And um, I tell you, it's just uh, elementary. You know, that he doesn't have a very good grasp of Buddhist concepts. Didn't have a very good grasp of them, but the way that he puts it out there is like teaching, trying to like illustrate it for somebody, and it's like, oh, come on, just come on. It was not very cool, not very cool at all. So and they wanted like $70 for that book or something. Um there's so much. I guess that it's a hardcover binding, oversized, well done, has facsimile reproductions of his notes, as if we need his writing and notes of what is written down in there. Like it was just, so it's just like a, you know Kerouac has this kind of status, and I don't know, you know I just got turned off by that. And I was like, okay. I don't need this. I dig the beats. I like beat stuff. I love Allen Ginsberg for sure. And I love Allen Ginsberg in a lot of different ways, like, different things about his writing, but his poetry, of course, and but just him and what he was into. He was big into William Blake. It informed a lot of how he thought about things. He actually wrote a lot of music and would uh and would do Blake poetry to music, and he played a like a harmonium or harmonium, I believe. It might be a little bit of a different instrument, but it still has the bladder that you have to push the air through in order to make it kind of like an organ sound, but small. It's a very cool instrument, and I like that kind of stuff. Nice. Very cool, Nancy. Very cool, Nancy. Suggest some of the best. Let us know what we should go for then. Where we can find some of those gems, because you know uh I just got kind of turned off because of because I do have just a huge um kind of background in Buddhism, and I have a huge respect for Buddhist writings and their sacred texts. And so, at that time, yeah, there wasn't so many translations and quality translations of Buddhist texts. The Sacred Books of the East series that I forget who done it. I I would think of it if it wasn't the end of the night on Friday night, right? But the Sacred Books of the East series has translations of Buddhist texts that were available at the time. I want to say Kanze, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But an English translator and popularizer of Eastern texts could read and translate Sanskrit, not very well, of course, right? But did a lot of Buddhist translation there. So there was some things available, but not near as much as we have now. And what, the ease of reading and the lucidity of the translation, all that kind of stuff, right? Yeah, that's right. Well, I mean, I'm a proponent that it's all fiction for sure, you know, but um, what are you gonna do, right? Just because it's labeled as nonfiction, you know, that why does that turn you off, because if it's just all fiction, then fine, it's all fiction. I definitely kind of subscribe to that as well, especially with like certain types of histories and things like this. I'm like, well, it is what it is. But still, just to read it for, why go for something that says it's fiction and tells a story like that, rather than that, who's saying it's, an autobiography, but tells a story like that. If the story is interesting, then, you know, go for it, right? Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Let me see. Yeah, yeah. Cool. Cool, cool. Yeah, I love it. I love it that y'all are able to just kind of get into and talking. So I got my laptop over here so I can see the chat and stuff. So I'm trying to not not look over as much as I have to kind of get into it. Yes. Yeah. I saw that. Yes. Cool. Very cool, Jesse. Maybe I'll check it out. I was definitely not going to go for Dharma bumps because, I don't need to hear his thoughts on Buddhism just because it has Dharma in the title. I don't know. So, we'll see. Nice. Right. Nice. I didn't know that, Nancy. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, man. Really enjoy Buddhism. It's awesome. Yes. Yeah, for sure. Same, there's a lot of those kind of authors that, if you don't get it to them in time, then there's no reason to kind of go back and get to them later. Another one that I found, this is a New York Review of Books Classic, NYRB Classic. So whenever I see those, I'm going to, give them a second look and probably just get it if it's in a thrift store, right? Yeah, he definitely has a cult following, and he's definitely a cult writer, cult classic kind of writer for sure. So just how it goes. Yeah. Oh my God, Tyler! I swear to God, this guy. Um, I love Huxley, but I haven't read enough. But I do. I love Huxley for, the kind of person that he was. Very, very cool. And going for big ideas, going for expansion and this kind of thing. Nice. Cool. Cool, cool. Nice. Okay. Well, it gives me a little more context right there. And yeah, I mean, if people are deconstructing their belief system to kind of get onto another belief system, I can respect that. And also might be down to read about it and get into it. But, you know, uh just maybe, because I've been there, done that, and there's just kind of a lot of um I love exploring beliefs templates and um modes like that, I love it. Yes. I got a bunch of Huxley that I haven't read, Conrad. Not a bunch, but maybe like 4 or 5. I just got chrome yellow not too long ago, and I don't even know what that's about. But when you see it for cheap, you get it, right. One The New York Review of Books Classics I got was Young Man with a Horn by Dorothy Baker. This is a jazz novel set in probably uh Louisiana or something. I don't know. Uh okay. Maybe LA. And then I think it's the main character starts out in LA and then ends up in New York, it says here. So maybe, you know, New York jazz scene, who knows? But this was made into a movie. I've never seen it. Older movie with Doris Day and Kirk Douglas in it. So I'm gonna read it and then check out the movie, but never been read. I mean, who gives a NYRB classics to uh to the thrift store unread, you know? But hey, I'm glad I found it, right? I love the Doors of Perception. Um, Conrad, how dare you? How dare you, sir? So Aldous Huxley and the Doors both got their the name of that Doors of Perception and um the Doors from William Blake. Okay. And the quote is, if the doors of perception were cleansed, then everything would appear as it truly is, infinite. That is William Blake, right? And that's where Huxley and the Doors both get their name from. I had to do it. I had to do it. Blake is my boy. Look, you see this picture? That's William Blake's Jerusalem Emanation of the Giant Albion, plate 25 from there. Here is William Blake's Jacob and Dreaming of the Ladder right there, right? Can we see it? I can move it. Bam. Those two. That's right. That's right, Ineffable. Ineffable knows what's up. That's right. Blake, baby. All day. And then over there on that wall, I have another Blake plate, one that I love especially called the Laocoon. Yeah, yeah, buddy. That's right, Yorkshire Rose. NYRB classics are freaking awesome. Awesome. Yes, that's right. Hey, Jack. Happy Friday, brother. Nice to see you. So I'm going to show a few. I'm going to show 3 quick because these are all first uh, debut novels, first novels by people that I found. And I think the Doors are overrated now, but at the time, man, they just changed, they changed the mainstream and they made it what it is. Jim Morrison was crazy, but I love Morrison Hotel. That's probably my favorite Doors album is Morrison Hotel. So I got Interpreter of Maladies, Humpa Lahari. I don't know. I might not be pronouncing this right, but I see this all the time. I've, seen people talking about it and not watched it because I don't want any spoiling or anything like that, or even to know. But I see it all the time in thrift stores. So I was finally like, okay, I'm gonna get it. It's a debut novel that is so highly lauded. Let me know if you have read it because I'm kind of on the fence with it. But it is just something that I really, had seen too much, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. That's right. Yeah, he broke through the other side for sure. Up and out. Mind blow. Yep. The namesake is is her next novel, is her second novel. So I'm gonna go ahead and read her first book first. I like to do that with some that I don't know. Yes. Yes. Do it, Trish. Very cool. Yeah. A Grossman out in the wild. That's freaking great, right? That's freaking great, right? I know, Nancy. Look at Nancy. I love it. Very cool. Very, very cool. And then I had just read Sula by um Toni Morrison. What a just a uh it's a beautiful book. It was a beautiful experience. Is very touching, very very vulnerable. Um and just very human. So I had a lot of I really enjoyed my read of it. So I had found and I saw this uh her first novel. Toni Morrison's debut novel is The Bluest Eye. So, when you see it at the thrift store, you grab it, right? I didn't own a copy. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna read her first novel. And I love debut novels because you really see where people come from, what their ideas are, right when they're starting. They're right when they're starting to write. And I can't wait to see what Toni Morrison did right out of the gate, you know? Can't wait. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. I mean, Sula is heartbreaking as well. I I wouldn't necessarily just say heartbreaking. It feels like a tragedy for sure. Um, but, you know, it might be where Toni Morrison is just doing that and really does it very effectively. And that's just there's a lot of talk about her stuff is very deep, hard hitting, hits you deep, hits you in the heart. So I'm gonna steal my wool and I'm going for it because I need to. Oh my God. I V is a struggle. I don't really recommend V to people who uh haven't come in contact with Pinch on because it's going to be a struggle no matter what you do. He was all over the place in V, and uh that's his first novel, of course, right? Nice. Nice. Very cool, Jack. Well, I'm going for it, buddy. I'm gonna read Beloved first. I mean, I'm busting through Shogun. Maybe I'll stop. Shogun is broken into books, so we'll see when I get kind of halfway, and then I'm gonna jump on Beloved. So I'll get through Beloved this month, but The Bluest Eye might wait for April. But I will do it because man, I need more. That's for sure. A New Lies for Old. I haven't read it. I'm not familiar with it, Mr. Bungle. Um, Tragedy and Hope. I'm freaking. I dig it. I dig how wild the just what it is. I mean, it's a deluge of information, and I'm not above thinking that it might be some kind of programming or putting the narrative out there so that it's out there for people to grab onto. I mean, of course, this is the edition that I got is very big and uh lauded by presidents and stuff. So it's obviously a system embraced kind of thing, right? So you gotta. It's wild. No, no, not the best time for Russian reads. Okay, so I've never read Oh my God, I like that part in the sewers of New York. They're not hunting sewer rats, they're hunting crocodiles. They're hunting sewer crocodiles because baby crocodiles were a fad gift in a for Christmas, and you know, a lot of them got flushed, right? And when they got flushed, they live in the sewers of New York and, you know, multiply and reproduce down there, right? Yes. Hey, Gorvidal. Happy Friday. Awesome. I have seen Finding Forrester. Sean Connery, right? Yeah. I have seen it. It's been a really, really long time since I watched it. One successful novel, then stopped right Harper Lee style, right? Yeah, crocodiles for sure. Yeah, it's useless to hunt rats. They're you'll never stop them. So I've never read any Rachel Cusk. She's got a huge kind of um amount of hype. So I found this in the thrift store as well. This is her first book, Saving Agnes. And so, I'm not necessarily up on it. I don't know what to expect from Rachel Cusk. I don't know why, she necessarily has the hype that she has. But debut novel, right? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna check it out. So y'all let me know if if I should go for her, or if it took her a few novels to kind of come into her own, right? Because that is definitely a possibility as well. No worries. Let's see. Nice. Very cool. I have not. I have not read either of those, Midnight Folk or Box of Delights by John Masefield. I'm not aware. But if it's good for reading with the kiddies, then I'll be keeping my eye out because Zelda is just of that age where um, my boy, I gotta say it before I get to the very end. Yeah, I haven't read Cusk either. So, but there's just like a huge amount of hype for light outline, transit. I think it's a trilogy that she had done. But I don't know. I don't know what to expect or anything like that. But my boy Alexa, who's Serbian, is usually here, but he had pulled like an all-nighter, and then he had gone to this concert, and we were, talking. And for some reason, he asked if I would write his name in the chat, so I did it. Um, because Alexa's my boy. I love my supporters. I love you guys that are always here to uh, support the channel. And some of y'all, and most of the ones who are just kind of always supporting. I really feel a lot of you know uh, what is it, kind of, I feel together, like that we're really together, not just online doing a not just online doing, some kind of uh commenting back and forth, a shallower kind of conversation. I feel like there's really friendships made, and really uh knowing each other, really learning about each other and knowing each other. And Alexa is definitely one of those. Very cool, very, very cool. I would love to homeschool if I could do it, but we got to work here. We got to. Very cool, Conrob. Ah, I love freaking Flannery, man. I love Flannery. I'm gonna do more and more content on Flannery for sure. It's going to be like a constant staple on my channel. Zelda has not read the Lemony Snicket. I've never read the Lemony Snicket. It was kind of after my time of children reading, and so I never, I didn't really resonate with it. People love it, and so, but I never gave it a shot myself. I don't go back and read that kind of stuff, and when it is thinking about what to share with my little ones, there's so many go-tos that I do resonate with, things like that, or that I have had experience with, that I didn't really need to you know search for more. Oh my god, this guy. This guy. I'm sure they do, especially with you, Jack. You're hilarious. I mean, you could probably read the freaking dictionary with me to me and make me laugh. For sure. Very cool, Conrad. I missed it. I mean, I missed it. I didn't, it never came across my experience. So here we go. We're to the end. So I'm going to go ahead and show the most awesome find. And you are going to, thank you, baby. I really appreciate that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Y'all are going to blow your mind. I found this, and I had the Penguin Classics Deluxe Edition, which is like my Borges fictions here, right? With the deckled edges, French flaps, but it's essentially a trade paperback, right? And this Borges has already been through it, right? Um, this has already been through it, the collected fictions. So what I want to get is the hard covers, and they're hard to find, and you don't come across them ever, and they're expensive because they're not being printed anymore. I don't think, there's just the copies that are out there is all that there is. So I found Borges selected nonfictions in the Viking hardcover editions. How awesome, huh? How awesome, huh? Check out this action. It has been read. It has been read for sure, at least partially. I could never know if somebody had gone through the whole thing or not, but I can just tell that it's been read and thumbed through a bit. But it is in great condition. It's in perfect condition, and now I have 2 out of the 3 because there's selected nonfictions. There is the poetry, selected poems, and then there is collected fictions, which is what I have in the Viking or the Penguin Classics Deluxe Edition over there. So I have 2 out of the 3 now in my hardcover, and I was so happy when I saw it. I was just like, "You got to be kidding me! Who does this? Who does this?" But somebody did it, and I'm gonna get it. Yeah, need Borges and complete Lispector. Very cool. I need to get more Clarice Lispector as well. I'm looking to read. I'll read all of Clarice Lispector's stuff. I will, because was an amazing writer. Yeah, almost pristine condition. I mean, it's just awesome. It's just an awesome find. So thank you very much, BookTube. Friday night. Thanks for hanging out with me. You guys are so cool, and I really appreciate it. I love spending this hour with y'all. I'll give you a little bit. How about this? How about this action? I'll give you a little of that as we're getting out of here. Mm, so many cool stuff. Keep the Morrison on top, right? I can't wait. I can't wait to read Toni Morrison's first novel. But yeah, that Borges was just a beautiful, beautiful find. You keep your eyes open and you're gonna get uh you're gonna find it. You can always find these kind of gems. They're everywhere. You just got to know what you're looking for and kind of put out the vibes, right? So thank you very much, BookTube. We'll catch you on the next one.